Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the concept of integers in mathematics, or the integer numbers in mathematics that we usually see in most of our problems that we use integers, the word integers. Most of us are unaware of the basic concept of integers. What are the integers? So here we start from the definition. What is the definition of integer? How it is defined and what is its concept, so you can understand it thoroughly. Okay, integer is basically a whole number. We have already discussed the concept of whole number in our previous lectures. Integer is a whole number. In definition, we are discussing about a single integer, the whole number that can be positive, means a positive number, negative, or zero, without any decimal or fractional part. Decimal or fractional part. Okay, this was the definition according to which an integer is defined as a combination of, or the numbers that are whole numbers, and that can be positive and it can be negative, and it include a zero. So zero is also an integer, but it must not contain any decimal or fractional part. Let's take the example. What are the integers in mathematics? Let's take an example of a set. For example, I is an integer. I is an integer and it consists of -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to so on. So I is a set of integer which includes negative number, zero, and positive numbers. So here we have a clear concept of the integers. Integers consist of a set of numbers that are positive, that includes positive numbers, negative numbers, and zero also. Now, how integers are different from the natural counting numbers and the whole numbers? Let's see. We have earlier discussed about the natural numbers or counting numbers. What are natural numbers? Natural numbers basically are 1, 2, 3, 4, up to so on. These are called the counting numbers, as these are the numbers that are used usually for counting certain object. Okay. Then we have the whole numbers, as we have discussed in the integers, that integers contain the whole numbers. Whole numbers are the numbers as 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. It means a whole number has an extra number of 0 as compared to the natural counting number. So whole numbers include the number of 0 as compared to the other types of numbers. Then we have the integer, as discussed in this lecture. Integer numbers are -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, up to so on. So an integer number has the containment concept of whole numbers. It means integer numbers contain whole numbers, or you can say integer numbers contain natural numbers, including whole number 0 and the negative numbers also. So it has three types of numbers: positive numbers, negative numbers, and 0. Okay, so this was the concept of integers, how it differs from the natural counting numbers and the whole numbers. Now we'll have the types of integers, how integer is classified as types of integers. It has basically two types, as positive integers and negative integers. Okay, positive integers and negative integers, as their name indicates and clearly give you the concept that how they are different from each other. As positive integers are the natural numbers or counting numbers, as we have discussed in our previous in this lecture earlier. Or counting numbers are called positive integers. Positive integers can be written as 1, 2, 3, 4 up to so on. So we come towards the negative integers. Negative integers are basically the opposite of positive integers in sign, but their magnitude remain the same. Their sign is different. Their sign is opposite and their direction is opposite. Opposite of counting numbers. Counting numbers are called negative integers. All negative integers. So it is represented as -1, -2, -3, -4 up to so on. So it is clear from here that the difference in positive and negative integers is their sign and their direction, but their magnitude remain the same. Now we can extend its concept on the number line representation, as it is very important in mathematics. The number line representation of the integers, how it can be represented on a number line. Let's draw a number line. This is a number line. Its numbers are right from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 and so on. Here keep one concept in your mind. When we move towards right, the numbers are in the increasing order. Numbers are in the increasing order. Increasing. And when we move towards left, it is the decreasing order. It means numbers are decreasing towards left on the number line and increasing on the right. So it gives us the concept that for example, we take -5, this -5 and take this +5. Now we can discuss their relationship. As we are saying, when we move towards right, the numbers are increasing. It means that the +5 is greater than -5. So we can have a sign of greater than between -5 and +5. This sign is showing that +5 is greater than -5. Okay. Again, another thing, 0. 0, and we will take 0 and -1 here. Again, 0 is on the right side, it means 0 is greater, so 0 is greater than -1. As 0 is on the right side of the number line, and we have discussed this that the right side of the number line is in the greater area, and left side of the 0 is the smaller area. So 0 is greater than -1. 0 is greater than -1. It means this area is of greater side and this area is of less than side or smaller side. Okay. Also, you have got the concept of integers on the number line, how they are in the increasing or decreasing, how they are represented on the number line, and how we evaluate their order through increasing and decreasing concept. Let's take an example. For example, someone said, please arrange following numbers in ascending order. In ascending order, it means from smaller towards greater. Okay, and if we keep the concept of number line in our mind, it means from left towards right, because when we move towards the right, the numbers are in the increasing order. So we have a list of numbers as 0, -5, -2, 4, -1 and 3. Okay, let's draw the number line. It's up to 5, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, -3, -4 and -5, to so on. Okay, so we have, in ascending order, we have to move from left to right. Okay, so on the left, which is the digit that is the smallest? It means we have to write -5 first. So it comes here, we write -5. Then what comes after -5 is -2. Okay, then -2. Then after -2 is -1 on the number line, then -1, then it's 0. Okay, then it's 3, and lastly it's 4. So this was the arrangement in ascending order. Now let's arrange it in descending order. That is, from it was in ascending order. Let's take an example of descending order. In descending order, we have to move towards right to left. It means the largest number first and then the smallest. Just reverse this as 4, 3, 0, -1, -2 and -5. This is the descending order. So here we have got the concept of ascending and descending order of the integers on the through number line. So this was the concept. Hope so it will be helpful for understanding the concept of integers. Okay, Now let's discuss the absolute or the numerical value of an integer. Absolute or numerical value. Absolute word you have heard many times in our math, in most of our math problems, or, or numerical value of integer. Okay, you get the concept of absolute value here. Okay, absolute, what is the absolute value? Let's write a statement that actually discuss it. Absolute value of a number is a distance from 0 to that number, from 0 to that number on a number line. Okay, now this statement is explaining its concept. Let's draw a diagram that will evaluate it more. For example, this is a number line. We have this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to so on. 1, -1, -2, -3, -4, minus up to so on. So this is the number line. And for example, there is a person. There is a person who is standing here, and a person standing here. So this person, a person in blue, has covered a distance of 4 meters. For example, if the number line is in meters, 4 meters, and the person in red has also covered the distance of 4 meters. Here we have to consider one thing, that the distance covered by both is same. But in opposite direction. It means their magnitude is same, but their direction is opposite, right? It means that the person in blue has also covered the 4 meters, but in direction opposite to the person in red, who has also covered the distance of 4 meters. So we can write it as the distance of red is plus 4 equals to 4 meters, and the distance of white is, direction is opposite, and this is the value of -4. That is the distance the distance that is covered by blue. Okay, so we can write it as 4. That is the numerical value of -4. That is the distance covered by blue is 4. Okay, so this was the concept of absolute or numerical value of integers. Now we will see how the addition and subtraction of integers can occur. Addition and subtraction of integer. Addition and subtraction of integers. How it can be done? Let's draw a table of signs in a way so that you can easily understand. Operation, sign, operation and sign. It means what operation will be performed and what sign will be with the answer. That is the answer that comes out after the operation and what sign will be placed with the answer. For example, we have number x and number y. Okay, and the sign with the x is plus and with the y it's also plus, and the operation will be plus and the sign with the answer will also be positive. Okay, then in case x is an integer and y is also an integer, keep this in this thing in your mind. Then we have another sign is if we have minus, then it means negative integer and a positive integer, and then the operation that have to be performed while adding or subtracting the two integers will be the minus, that is you have to subtract the two integers, and the sign will be with the integer that is the bigger one. It means the sign of bigger number. Okay, then in the next we have a positive integer x and a negative integer y. Then again the operation will be negative, that is you will subtract the two numbers, and the sign again, the sign is the same as we discussed above, that is sign of the bigger number. Next is the last operation, in which if you have the both integers in the negative, it means you have a negative one integer, negative x and negative y, or for example minus 3 and minus 4, then the operation will be addition. It means the two integers will be added together and the sign will be minus. It means the sign that comes in the answer will be the negative. Let's take the examples for your better understanding. For example, here, okay, let's do it in the next column. We can make it again for your ease, as we will describe here with example. Okay, here we will have x, here we will have y, here we will do the operation, and here the sign. Okay, we will have an x y operation, that is addition or subtraction, and the sign. Okay, if we have plus 4 and plus 5, what operation will be performed? It will be plus 4 plus 5 equals to plus 9. Okay, it means the operation is of addition. You have to perform the addition, and the sign will be plus 9. Okay, the next case, if you have minus 8 and plus 5, what operation will have to be performed as The operation will be the subtraction. You have to subtract minus 8 and 5. After subtracting minus 8 plus 5, you will get 3. And what will be the sign with 3? It will be minus 3. The sign with the bigger one. Sign with big integer. That is, here is minus 8. Okay. Now next operation is plus 5 and minus 6. What you have to do here, what operation will be performed? It will be the operation of subtraction. That is, plus 5 minus 6 is equals to, means when you subtract 5 and 6, you will get 1. Now what will be the sign with the 1? The sign of the bigger one, bigger integer. So minus 1. In this case, the bigger integer is minus 6, and in this case it was minus 8. Okay, the sign with the big integer. Okay, now what is the last case here is, last case is if you want to subtract minus 7 and minus 8. How it will be, what operation will be performed is minus 7 minus 8. As both the signs with the integers are minus, so the operation performed will be plus. So we will get 15 here. Now what will be the sign with the 15? It will be minus, always minus, means minus 15. Okay, so this was the addition and subtraction rules of the addition of two integers. You have understand its concept properly.